Today is Rant Thursday, and yes, I have a lot of ranting to do today. I'll wait till some people come in. A little lipstick all over the place. Just got out of work. But you know what? My hair looks okay for wearing a hairnet, so I'm not going to complain too much. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. Do you ever work with people who are just ignorant of society, that have never stepped out of their town? They don't know what's really going on in the world, and they don't care to know what's really going on in the world. Um, yeah, my brain just hurts from ignorance. And, I spent a lot of time researching things and stuff like that. So I'm like, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about, but I also don't preach it because um people don't like a know-it-all, you know? So I try not to, I try to be very accepting of other people and their ways and what they think, and sometimes I don't need to stand on a soapbox about stuff. I don't need to do that. Um People are who they are, and sometimes when they're older you cannot change it, you know? So, hello, welcome. Today is Rant Thursday. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me in my car. Appreciate it. I typically do go live from a computer, but it's been really tough, and I don't like to go live when my son is around because he always wants to get in and mess around on the computer and whatnot when I'm live. So this is a perfect time because I don't have him right now. So thank you for coming in, and thank you for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. So I'll wait till a few more people come in and we'll get your opinion on something real fast. Oh, I'm getting people to come in and out. So, anyway, hello. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. We had like 3 people coming in and out here. Ahmed. Thank you. I am not an angel, though. Thank you. Okay, so a lot of people, I don't know if you are aware of what is going on in the United States, but there is a measles epidemic, whatever, going on in Texas right now. And every year we have a measles breakout of some sort somewhere. Hello, Giselle. Hello, thank you for coming in. So every year we have just a measles epidemic of some sort. Okay, right now I think there is 14 people and 1 person died already. And if you are familiar with the United States, we vaccinate quite a bit. So we vaccinate for the measles, the MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella. Hello, Daryl. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Amin. I appreciate you. So, I don't know. I don't know how to. If I feel uncomfortable, I'll take the live down. But I don't really know how to say this without getting extremely pissed off. Okay, so I'm against vaccinations, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. And I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. By the way, it's your own personal preference whether or not you want to be vaccinated or not. You shouldn't, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. Okay. But I am a firm believer that there can be issues with vaccinations in certain people. I think we can all agree with that, right? Thanks, Gunslinger. So I work with a woman who is extremely ignorant. I don't know how to explain it. She's an older woman, so she is just old and set in her ways. And she's just extremely ignorant. So So anyway, there's a measles outbreak right now in Texas, right? And I think one little girl died. And she says to me, by the way, my son is autistic. Okay. So if you are aware of what RFK says right now and what is going on, um you're thank you for coming in. I'm not yelling at all old ladies. Not all old ladies are ignorant, just this particular one. And she's very loud and boisterous about it, I guess you would say. But I'm not one to stand on my soapbox. I don't talk about politics at work. I don't talk about anything like that. I have my own set beliefs, and that is that. And so I don't argue with people at work, especially at work. That's none of my business, and I just kind of keep quiet and keep to myself, and that's it. So, anyway, she says that she rather have okay, she thinks it's the stupidly ignorant of people not to vaccinate their children. And she said she'd rather have something wrong with their kid than have their child vaccinated. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you, gunslinger, for doing your job. Appreciate it. And it just pissed me off. It pissed me off to the point where I just stayed quiet and walked away from her and went into another room because I was so irritated by that. Um, who the hell are you? You have no idea. You have no idea. My son is autistic, and I believe it's because of the jabs. Not the particular jab that's out now because I didn't give that to him. But I believe it's because of the jab. I have no autistic anything in my family. None. And my husband doesn't either. There is no line of autism or anything like that. I had gotten jabs when I was pregnant. I had gotten the flu and the whooping cough jab when I was pregnant because I thought I was protecting my son. By the way, if you get the flu jab when you are pregnant, it's usually good for like 6 months once you have the baby. It's good for 6 months. So, and I would feel bad, right? I'd feel bad if my son got the flu and he was only like 2 months old. And then I would feel like it was my fault. So I did. I got the flu vax or jab when I was pregnant. And I also got the whooping cough one, which is an mRNA or whatever they call it, vaccination. Yes. I haven't got the flu shot in years other than that time. Like, it was because I felt guilty. I'm like, well, if he gets the flu when he's 2, he could die. So I worried about that. And so I don't know. But who the hell are you to say to someone that has an autistic son, to say that you rather have an autistic son than have your child die of the measles? Um, each vaccination that you get is because each person is different. Like, they can react differently to it. Yeah, I took prenatal vitamins too. But so anyway, I was just kind of furious and irritated with that woman. And she is very outspoken about her political beliefs, and she hates RFK Jr. So did I say it right? Yeah, RFK. Sorry. I get JFK and RFK confused all the time. It's a scramble in my brain, so. But she hates him. So she's gonna, do whatever. She's gonna say whatever just to jab at me. I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan of his political party. Okay. But I'm not gonna I believe what he talks about is real. Like, I just heard him today talk about how there was 14 cases in Texas and one person had passed away. Exactly, gunslinger. Exactly. So I just kind of walked away, and I don't interact with her, but how dare you tell that to somebody? Because I am a firm believer in not vaccinating my son. because of those reasons. I'm probably gonna get in trouble with YouTube for this. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are for it anymore. But it just really, really freaking irritated the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, how dare you? Um, okay, so um there's lots of things that irritates me about this woman. And another thing was about the keto diet. Okay. So my husband has been on the keto diet for months. He's lost like close to 60 pounds and he's doing really well on it. Okay. And then she was talking about how you can get, sorry, my hand's hurting from holding the phone. And then she was talking about how you can get high cholesterol from the keto diet. Well, when you look it up, each person is completely different. Okay, so it's not necessarily that you will get high cholesterol. By the way, high cholesterol isn't exactly bad for you. If you do a lot of research into it, it's not actually bad for you. If you lack cholesterol and you take cholesterol medication, there is a good chance that your brain is not getting the cholesterol that you need, and you'll more than likely end up with Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that, right? There's, a certain point. Now, obviously, if you eat a lot of junk food and you have high cholesterol, then you got an issue. Yeah, nobody knows the rules on YouTube. Yeah, I agree. But and then, so I'm just like, I just don't understand this woman. I don't understand her. I don't get it. I'm trying very, very hard to be a nice person. So I just keep my mouth shut. It's usually the loudest ones who are like tend to be the most ignorant. I don't know why that is, but it is. Thank you guys for coming in, hanging out today. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, chatteries. I appreciate it. Cure, thank you for being here. Ahmed, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. So anyway, I'm just like dealing with that at work, and I just my beliefs on things have changed dramatically since my son was diagnosed with autism. I have a lot of questions about it, and there's like a lot of like no answers. So, what are we to believe? Yeah. And by the way, I don't tell a lot of people. I mean, I do on here, but I don't have anybody in my personal life that follows me on YouTube. In fact, a lot of people don't even know I have a YouTube channel. So I don't really talk about it. And a lot of people don't even know my son is autistic because I don't talk about it. And there's a reason why I don't talk about it. One of the reasons is I don't want people to think, I don't know. I just think that people think that automatically that you are, hey guys. I think people automatically think that you did drugs or something when you're pregnant, and that's why your son is acting the way he's acting, or they just think horrible things. And so I don't really tell a lot of people that my son is autistic. Obviously, if you're around him, you're gonna know. But and I think my immediate family knows, and that's pretty much it. But I don't tell a lot of people, and I'm not one for celebrating it. So there's a lot of people out there that, they have their puzzle pieces or whatever on their car, or they take their children to every autistic event and are highly active in the autistic community. And, whatever floats your boat and whatever can get you through it. But I just don't do that. I don't celebrate it because I feel like I feel like my son has been poisoned. So I don't celebrate that. And so this woman, proceeds to tell me that she'd rather have her son be autistic than die of the measles. And for me, that just really pissed me off. I'm like, you have no idea what the hell you are talking about. You don't have an autistic kid. You are ignorant. I would do anything to have my son be able to talk. He does not talk. I mean, he does a little bit. Um, but I would do anything to be able to know how my son feels, and he is not able to describe that to me. He's not able to talk to me about that. I don't know if he's having a bad dream. I don't know if he's having a severe reaction to something. I have no idea until it's the last minute. I have to be able to read my son without knowing, really knowing. So, yeah, it just really pisses me off. Yeah, rules on you. Yeah, I already read that. Sorry. But anyway, that is what's going on in my neck of the woods, and that's my rant Thursday, I guess you would say, because it just completely pissed me off. I don't think people really understand the severity unless you have a child that is autistic. You don't really know. You just kind of go through the motions of life, and you hope that your son or whoever, your daughter, son or daughter, is able to grow out of it a little bit and maybe talk or function in society when they get older. It comes down to, it doesn't matter what other people's thoughts are. Your son is your son. Sorry, I've got my contacts in so I can barely read. People's thoughts are your son is your son, and you do what you feel is best. Obviously, that's any of us can do it. Like, yes, truth. That is true. I'm just trying to calm down from that because it just really, really pissed me off. I try to be a really non-confrontational person, especially at work. There's no point in arguing with stupid people. But if you don't know the facts, you should really just keep your mouth shut, you know? Especially when you know somebody that has autistic child, you should just shut the hell up. That's kind of how I feel about it. Especially if you have 4 kids and all 4 of your kids are fine. You don't know how you don't know how you would react when that happens to you. So, with that being said, that was my rant for the day. I just really, really, really needed to get that out. And I didn't want to really put it out there because I'm really particular about what I put out there. It may seem like I put out a lot, but I don't. I have a lot hidden because it's the public eye. You don't really want to put everything that you have out there on social media or on the YouTube. But yeah, it just really, really irritated me. So yeah, this particular woman is a farmer. And also irritates me because I call it lazy farming. It's lazy farming when you just put 7 dust on everything and kill everything in your environment. You have no challenges. You don't face any challenges. You don't face any bug challenges. You just put 7 dust on everything and kill everything. That's her method. So, anyway, hello, Marshmallow Man. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Thanks, Lewis. I just never thought I would ever find somebody that ignorant. Just never thought. Just blindly follow anybody or believe everything you hear off the internet. I just never thought. Especially nowadays. Hey, what's up? Shirley babies? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Yeah. So, I have put up with a lot from this woman over the past year that I have almost worked there. And so, I have just really, really come to the conclusion. I mean, she's retiring in 5 years, so what kind of impact can I do in my work area? When they are peopling. Is that why I don't really like people? Because I don't like when they're peopling? I've been in the bushes while I'm driving. What? What does that mean? Are you in a car accident? Did you drive through the bush? What's going on? By the way, yeah, that's why. Yeah. I don't like people. I try, and I seem like I'm a really friendly, outgoing person. But over the past year, I have tried really, really hard to just kind of, close myself off from people's auras and try not to have so much empathy. If someone could kindly tell her to shut the fuck up. Yes. Let me do it. Yes, Happy Mac. Yes. By the way, when you mentioned that, that's freaking hilarious. So my husband is a truck driver. He was driving down the road and this person was swerving all over the road. And it was like a day that it was like super snowy out and it was like whatever. And they drove right into the ditch. Like he's like they, they just couldn't keep it on the road. And I don't know if they were on their phone or what was really going on. But anyway, I came across a video of almost the exact same thing, and it was so fun, and they were like I sent it to him, and it was like, I'm driving through the bush, and, like, it was so funny, and they were, like, swerved and totally went off the road, so when you said that you were driving through the bush, that was freaking hilarious. I would totally kindly do it, yeah. Okay, so if it was a normal setting and I didn't have to worry about working here and my job and whatnot, I probably would have told her to where to go. And that is typically the kind of person I am, but I'm trying to be civil because I have to work with this woman. So I'm trying to be civil and I'm trying to keep my job. Does that make sense? But yeah. So, I mean, I've worked with some real roughnecks and, I used to drive a forklift and work in lumber. So I completely used to work with roughneck men all the time and I would give them attitude right back. So I'm not scared of giving people attitude at the workplace. However, this particular job that I have, I want to be able to stay at this job until my son graduates. That makes me a quitter. Yeah. I'm just I'm just kind of fed up with it, and, next year, I won't be working with her, so, I'm just gonna bite my tongue until then, and I only have a few more months until summer break, and then I'm off, so hello, Prepper 101. Thank you for coming in, appreciate you. What's going on? Yeah, so don't like if you don't know the situation and you don't know people's situation, don't stand on a soapbox and pretend to preach. And because every person is different. And I'm a pretty open-minded person, you know. Um so I, I don't know. I can't wait for my son to graduate too. He in is I don't know what that means, grade, and he's only 35. I'm proud of him. Okay, 10th grade, and he's 35? Well. That's a problem. I do have a fun story to tell you. Okay, so I went to the same school. And so I think it was my junior or senior year. I think it was my junior year. We won every single football game. Okay. And I was a band geek. So I was in band and we celebrated like every Friday because we were winning. And we were winning constantly. Well, the league did some investigating and found out that we had a player who was 21 on the team, and they had to forfeit every single game that we had won because the person was not in the age range that they weren't allowed to play because they were 21. How are you 21 and still in a senior in high school? No, I played the clarinet. No. I've wanted to that would have been nice to play the piccolo because they're only, like, yay big. It would have been really nice to carry around. But no, I played the clarinet. Um, so, yeah, we won every game, but then we got it all taken away from us. It was horrible. All because of our athletic director didn't do his due diligence. So it was as bad as your first marriage. Thank you guys for coming in, by the way. Please make sure you are giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. The reason these type of people think they can get away with saying the stupid crap is because nobody says anything. I wish the days of putting foot to ass without being arrested. Truth, truth. Yeah, unfortunately, I deal with a lot of ignorant people, and I deal with a lot of ignorance in my family as well. Um, I just I don't get it. My husband and I, as far as that's concerned, we've never really up until a certain point, we were not I mean, I used to be a pretty big lib, I'm not gonna lie. Um, I used to be, like, a no bra wearing lib, and, um, it wasn't until I started seeing things, um, seeing how our government was ran, and it was when I was older, when your money actually counts for something. And I had just bought my first house, and it wasn't until then that I started realizing what was really going on. And I completely changed. And people don't realize that. Like I used to be on that spectrum of I used so I kind of understand where a lot of people are coming from, but at the same time, they don't see it. They don't realize. Um, and so I had to educate myself as to where my vote, where it really counts. And what really happened was I think it was 2008, I think. Obama really screwed up the healthcare system. And I used to have amazing healthcare. It was amazing. I had purchased it on my own. I didn't have it through my job. My job did offer healthcare, but I had better because I didn't take it out through my job. Um, and I had like they paid my healthcare paid for everything. I just paid like almost close to $200 a month, and I had this really awesome healthcare. By the way, I even had awesome dental too. So I had my wisdom teeth removed. It was like $1,600, and my insurance paid for all of it. And so I had just had really, really good insurance. And then all of a sudden I started getting these letters in the mail saying, "We're raising your insurance by $100." And then the next month I would get another letter. "We're raising your insurance by $100." And it was because they had passed Obamacare and the insurance companies kept raising the rates. Well, I called the insurance company one time and I said, "Hey, what is really going on here?" I'm like, "Why is my insurance keep going up?" Like, I've hardly used it. I used it like 1 or 2 times, since I had it. And I said, "Why is my insurance going up for no reason?" And she's like, "Well, it's because of Obamacare." And that's what she told me over the phone. And so, I kind of woke up a little bit. I'm like, "Well, what is really going on here? Who the heck did I vote for?" And then you start seeing, other things going on. Like, there was rumors of him banning gas stoves, and, there was just, like, all this, and, you couldn't have a wood-burning fireplace in your home, and, there was just, like, all these stories that you were hearing, and now, like, just last year, Joe Biden tried to ban, gas stoves. So it's true. It's not a conspiracy. This stuff is true and it's happening. And so I changed my ways and I started voting for the people that I knew would get my agenda across. So, same. I've changed my party, but I'm still oh, I know. I know. I am too happy, Mac. I can be yes, exactly, I can be both, and I am still there are certain things about the environment, that I don't necessarily believe in, but, for the most part, yeah, I'm still for the environment, and still for making sure that we have clean water and, and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't lose that aspect, but yes, Happy Mac, I feel ya. I'm like that here in Canada too. The insurance company always wants your money, but they don't like giving it back. Truth, truth, truth. Yes, and I have been a victim of that as well. Actually, not too long ago when I had my son, um, I was working at a place and I had insurance through them. I took maternity leave, and I almost died, to be honest. So I had to go back in the hospital, maybe 2 months after I had my son, because I was hemorrhaging. And, I had to go to the hospital or whatever. Well, the doctor checked my insurance, make sure everything was going through, and it did. And then I would say about 2 or 3 months later, I got a bill in the mail for $20,000, okay? And so, yeah, I had to get a lawyer involved, and yeah, it was really bad. I was very, very angry. They say that if you're young and not a liberal, you have no heart, and if you're older and still a liberal, you're effing stupid. Well, I do have a heart, but my problem is I have too much of a heart, I guess, because I do trust a lot of people, I have in the past, and all it does is get you backstabbed. Use propane. Truth, truth, truth. Yeah, we have Hochulu in what's that? Hochul? In New York. Okay, okay, now I know what you're talking about, sorry. I didn't read the entire sentence. She's still on it with the no gas stove or gas furnace. Yeah, that's some crap. The nuns are not for the earth. They just want money that people yeah, yeah. Yes, that's right, Shirley babies. That's kinda how I feel, is I don't really trust people anymore. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know who that was. Hochu whatever her name is. I don't know who that is. I don't know all governors. There tends to be a lot of them that just they're never in the public eye, so I have no idea who they are. So, yeah. But I think you live in New York, and New York is probably the worst as far as restrictions on gas stoves, on guns, and all that kind of stuff. By the way, I'm a real logical thinker. So you think about it, like if the power goes out and it's the middle of winter, who is going to heat your house? How are you going to heat your house? Have you thought about that? Like, every house should have a wood burner for a backup. Every house. The more you get into the outdoors and the community, the more you see how full of they yes, I agree. I agree, Gunslinger. She's a she's a shit. Hello, Rick. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening to my rant. Yeah. Like people that People that don't get vaccinations are not stupid. They're not ignorant. They may have religious beliefs. They may have, you know, um, issues. They may have a reaction to vaccinations and they can't get them. That's not, or they may have cancer and they can't get the COVID vax. There may be all different kinds of issues, and that doesn't mean that they're ignorant. Oh, bye, Gunslinger. Thanks for coming in. Here we have a generator. Can't trust power to stay on during storms. Truth, truth. I can't either. The wind just barely blows and our power goes out. My mom has a generator, a Generac, and it can go for a week. It can go for a week uh, and power the house, the entire house. We are considering. That's something that we eventually want to do is get a generator backup. And it used to be just for people that, have need it for medical, but nowadays it almost seems like you need one. You need a generator, just in case the power goes out and it's not just because, I wanna watch TV when the power is out. It's, if you need to cook something and like here, I mean, it's freezing sometimes and, you really need that heat. Personally, I've been thankful. Had twice, still even last Christmas. Here we Okay, I already read that, sorry. Had I don't know what you mean, Rick. It's not registering in my brain. I have no idea what you're talking about, sorry. Oh, good lord. That's right, they use NG to create the electricity here, and they want to burn 80 times more so that people have to buy the converted electricity. So stupid. Yeah, yeah. I agree, I agree. Oh, okay. Wow. Wow. I was reading online, um, and a person said that they got the jab. I don't know what I can and cannot say on here. They got the jab, and then they had to get booster jabs, and it was because of their job. Um, and the first jab was fine. They had no problem, but because of their job, they had to get a booster. So they got a booster, and since then they had the C word about 5 times, and their immune system is shot. Yeah. I don't know how to fix that. I don't I mean, I think of herbal remedies, um, and stuff. I think of how you could boost your immune system, but I don't know what counteracts that. Like, I'm sure there's something out there that you can take, that would take heavy metals or whatever out of your system, but I have no idea what that is. And, my father-in-law actually says that his sister, he started taking pills to counteract that jab. So I have no idea. I would definitely look into it though and see, if there is something that you can do. I personally have never had it, and I have never had that jab either. One thing that really, concerns me when that information came out. By the way, remember it was like 2 months that we had to stay in our houses? It was really ridiculous. We weren't really supposed to go anywhere unless we were, considered, of importance. My husband was considered one of those of importance because he, goes to hospitals. So, I don't know if you guys remember that, but during that time period, they came out with the jab, and I'm thinking, "What?" And I have an uncle that lives down the street. He was, like, 80 years old, and he had lived through the polio epidemic, and he was talking about that, and talking about how it took 10 years in order to, come up with, a jab for that. So, um, that when that came out, it sent red flags off in my brain saying, "Well, if it took 10 years for the polio, um, jab to come out, why is it taking only, like, less than 6 months for this to come out?" It just sent a lot of questions in my brain, like, "What is really going on here?" And, that's when I started, paying attention more. My cousin's husband. Wait, hold on. Am I missing something? Oh, okay. My cousin's husband got terribly sick, hospital sick after the second jab. They said it was because he had gotten different jabs from different manufacturers. That just doesn't that sound suspect though? Affects people in different ways. Yes, truth. Can be like a flu, or it could shut your body down or you die. Money spent. Yeah, Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really grateful that I've never had it, and I didn't work during that time, so I never had to wear a mask either. By the way, those masks are really not good for you. If you are familiar with what happened during the Spanish flu, a lot of people started wearing masks or whatever, and they ended up getting bacterial pneumonia because they were breathing in carbon monoxide all the time from wearing the mask. So those masks are not really that great for you either. If you are sick, yeah, wear one. But if you are a healthy individual, you don't need to wear one. Um, yes, and when they said, let's try, I'm not going to say that loud, without any long-term studies. Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me. And that's why I started questioning it. Um, yeah. And the 6 foot away thing, I really understood that. Like, I thought, yeah. But in general, I don't like to be okay. It came out that the 6 foot away thing is total BS. But in the same instance, I don't get that close to people anyway. Like, why am I going to be all up on somebody at the grocery store? Like, stay away from me. I don't want you near me anyway. That's my bubble. Like, so I took that to heart anyway because I didn't like people being that close to me anyway. And it would always irritate me. Like, I'd be at the grocery store and somebody would like get real close to me and grab something in front of me or something and I'd be like, "Whoa, back up. Like, you're in my bubble." I don't like that. I have an appointment this morning. I had to do a PCR test and an N95 mask. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry, Rick. That also has to do, I think, with the country that you are in as well. But I'm sorry. Yeah, breathing test. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for listening to me rant about that because it did more than hurt my feelings. It really pissed me off. To rather have your child be autistic and get them all. Just get them all. And if your child is autistic, who cares? At least your child is alive. You have no idea what I go through every day. So keep your mouth shut. That's how I feel about that. Let's see. I'm running on 42 minutes. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out today. I really, really appreciate it. I didn't mean to go all political. I'm really not a political upriser, and I'm not a physician. So if you have questions about stuff, ask your doctor if you can trust your doctor. So yeah. Or ask your local pharmacist because I feel like sometimes I should just go to a pharmacist instead of a doctor. Sad, huh? If you have breathing issues, there is a no-go. Yeah. So hopefully I didn't offend anybody. I didn't try to offend, but some people just enrage me. And yeah. I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry you have learning difficulties. My son does as well. So I feel ya. I can relate. Um But anyway, thank you all for listening to me bitch and complain about the women I work with. And I try to be a little I get to escape for 2 hours a day. And not and just escape. And that's my 2 hours a day, so I just keep my mouth shut. But, you know, shopping, have a gassy spouse with you. What? They know more about now than back then in the 70s. Love thy workmate. Yeah. See, that's the problem. People are so easily offended over difference of opinions. Yeah. I mean, if it was a difference of opinion, that is one thing, but it's not. It's ignorance. When you're spouting ignorance, that's a different story. Like, educate yourself before you say something. Or ask. Or ask. Don't be ignorant. Ask. And yes, I'm not, jabbing my son. He has had the jabs. Not COVID, but he's had the jabs, and so, he was fine before that, and then after that, he wasn't okay. So, what kinda conclusions am I not supposed to think for myself? What kinda conclusions am I supposed to have? So, anyway, that's my rant for today. Thank you all for listening to me. Thank you, for being here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and, I gotta go. So, we will see you all next time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and, yeah, I hope you do a little more reading. Peace out. Bye, guys.